Live from Los Angeles. Welcome to Good Morning La La Land. I'm Dr. Erin.
I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jasmine Moyer. This is Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Also available on Apple TV, Roku, and Twitch.
It is hashtag Thought Thursday. We're going to talk about what is the difference between living your truth versus good or bad ethics and morals. Dive deep. Let's do some deep dive today,
Erin.
right? We come together each morning to know the truth, live on principle, and get inspired by some amazing guests, right?
Yes, got a full house today.
We do.
We do. And how awesome was that song we rocked into?
Oh my gosh,
Love
so good.
that. The guys from Nico Pop are here this morning. They are hot on the music scene. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Yes, we are talking to you. We're so excited that all of you are here with us on this hashtag Thought Thursday. You braved the rain here in La La Land. Thank you for that. We like to know how you start your day, what your morning routine is. Nico Pop, let's start with you. What's one thing you do to really set your day off on the right foot?
Yo, hey, how are you guys? So my name's Keon Palmer. This is Nico Pop.
Hey, I am Nico Pop.
Awesome.
I'm Keon. So we are putting out a joint single today, but our morning routine, well, in LA style, we start off in the rain, as we do these days. Dodge it. If you do your hair, you better watch out. None of us own an umbrella, so I've been wearing a poncho, though it is Adidas. And then you just walk in here, you gotta complain a little bit, and then you get through it, that's all.
I did a little non-puff eye mask. Don't think it did anything, but it was worth it. I feel really good about myself, and you know, we're here rocking.
Actually, you know, the first people who I ever saw do these eye masks were some of the people from the Bachelor Nation.
Oh my gosh, totally.
Actually, Iggy Rodriguez walked in, I'm sure you guys know Iggy, with some collagen masks under there, and I said, Iggy, where did you get those? I've been hooked.
I know. You got us both addicted.
Yeah, that's right. The lucky lady of the house this morning, Kim Seltzer. She is the host of the Great Love Debate. Good morning, Kim.
Good morning. I'm a dating and makeover expert too, and I have my own business, seltzerstyle.com, and my morning routine is usually not this one. I moved from Chicago to LA to have the sunshine. I didn't sign up for this, so I had to get my hair done the night before so it wouldn't frizz, so that I could be calm, get my makeup done, have my cup of joe, and meditate.
It is an atypical routine when you have to be camera ready at 9 a.m., right?
Yeah, but it does give you that confidence, so I'm excited to be here.
Alan Torres is in the house. You know, some call him the Genesis Doctor.
Ooh.
Ooh, what does that mean, Alan?
Oh my gosh. Good morning, LALALAND. The Genesis Doctor. So have you ever been in a time when you felt like you were just starting over, like fresh beginnings, humble beginnings, and you didn't know what was next? So essentially starting to help people from that place moving forward where they want to go. And morning routine, you want to hear about that? Because that's something that for me is so important to start off the day just right. So for me, I will boil a liter of hot water, obviously, and what I'll do is it's very Ayurvedic. So I get my hot water, my lemon, let it, get to a place where I can actually drink it, put it down. Then after that, actually while I'm doing that, I'm doing oil pulling to help detoxify the body, let go of anything I have going on in the body, and then the next thing I'll do is I'll get on the trampoline for about 20 minutes to get the lymphatic going, and that starts my day off fresh, hot, and for me the biggest thing is being able to go inward for about 10 minutes and look at the last day to analyze in my mind, what was I doing the day before? Like, where did I drop the ball? Where could I improve? And then be able to bring that into my life in every area, relationships, business, and health.
Wow, this is really jumping.
I love that.
Wow, Chad Johnson is in the house. Many of you know him as a well-known reality star, Bachelor Nation, now MTV's X on the Beach. Are you ready for a Genesis makeover? How's this X on the Beach thing going for you, Chad?
Oh, yeah.
He's holding it.
Yeah, so you guys know me from X on the Beach currently and The Bachelor and all that stuff back in the day. How is what going for me? Everything?
Yeah. X on the Beach.
Oh, X on the Beach, it's going pretty good. I think for the first few episodes, I don't know if people are watching it, I kind of stayed out of the drama. It's a little bit different than things I've previously done, like The Bachelor. So there's a lot of fighting and a lot of people that are extra, you know what I mean? So it turns to be like a little bit of a greasy party. It's fun, it's crazy, and you'll watch me have like a relationship develop over the course of this show. And speaking of mornings, what do I do when I get up? I cook eggs, and then you just kind of go. Maybe I'll do my hair.
Dr. Abs, what do you think of the Eggs and Go? We know you've got 2 great new ebooks out there on fitness and on nutrition. What do you think of that plan for Chad?
Yeah, absolutely. I love eggs. I think they're very healthy. Obviously, I always go with the most healthy version, organic, free range. But yeah, I talk a lot about eggs and other great foods in my diet book. It's called Abs Were Made in the Kitchen. It's a great startup guide for 2019. I also combine that with a fitness book. It's all body weight. All you need is a yoga mat, and pretty much you could do it in the comfort of your own home. And as far as what I do in the morning, I actually follow a lot of the same principles. Definitely do a liter of lemon water in the morning, a little meditation, just focusing on what my goals are for the day, and then a foam roller. As I've gotten older, I'm not as spry as I used to be, so definitely working out, hips, thighs, glutes, lower back is very essential for me, being a chiropractor.
Well,
Get your raw on.
absolutely. And
Cool.
America wants to know, what about Rachel in the morning?
Rachel's great. She's blossoming sports entertainment career. She's on ESPN right now. Has her own her own talk show on the radio. She talks all about NFL. So obviously it's a big time with her with the playoffs going on right now and the Super Bowl coming up. And yeah, possible wedding August, September. We're looking at right now.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Well, we're definitely excited to dive into that later in the show. Thank you all again for being here.
Full house.
Right?
Wow.
I know.
Variety of mornings
Yeah, that's right.
going on back there. So what's going on, you guys? How was it driving from Santa Monica? Was it?
It was a pleasure. Oh my gosh, so much fun.
Ducking rain all
Oh my
night
gosh,
long.
what?
I mean, I'm just thinking, I hope everyone's okay in Malibu and Santa Barbara.
Totally, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely, yeah, that's always first on my mind. Second on my mind is my shoes. I've ruined like 2 pairs of suede shoes already, man. Like this rain is serious.
It is no joke.
Yeah.
I've lived in LA for almost 12 years, and I've never experienced rain like this.
It's a lot of rain. I thought about you coming over the canyon, because sometimes there'll be like trees down.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, it's just rain, you guys, and then you drive up the canyon, it's literally trees are down.
I joke about how practically impractical I am. I literally wore pants and like rain boots in the car. I thought I might go off the road. I don't know what I'm going to counter on the rain. I cannot come dressed like this to the studio. But yesterday, I braved the rain and I went downtown. I had a couple friends in from out of town, and we went to Clifton's. Have you ever heard of Clifton's?
I haven't.
It's the oldest cafeteria in California. So it was in its heyday in the 1920s, and it's 4 floors of the most incredible bar food venue I have ever
Really?
been. A lot of it was designed by Jim Beam's son. And they have this massive tree that was built by some of the Imagineers at Disney that runs from the bottom floor all the way to the top floor. It was so cool. They have secret mirror doors that you just walk by, you think it's a mirror, next thing you know, you push it open, and you go upstairs. I mean, if you haven't been to Clifton's and you're in Southern California, it is certainly worth the
It
trip.
is so cool. Sounds like
Check
a
it
great
out.
restaurant combined with a fun house, right?
Instagrammable.
Yeah, it's very Instagrammable.
Totally Instagram. I mean, almost
all about.
like sensory overload,
Yeah.
to tell you
Oh, really?
the truth.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm gonna have to check that out. I feel like my list is constantly growing. The list of places that I should
know.
be visiting or eating at in LA.
Well, speaking
Thanks to
of,
Jess.
we are going to go to the restaurant opening LN2 tonight on Melrose. Special thanks to our friends over at Jane Owen PR and Will Palmer for the invitation. So we're really excited to let you know what we think of LA's newest pizzeria tomorrow.
I'm more excited about hanging out with these guys, because I never talk to them
I know.
outside the show.
It's true. I know
So
nothing about you.
I know, it's no joke.
I'll let you share on the show.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But
By the way, I want to say I love Jessam's hat.
I
Right?
know.
Jasmine's hat?
Yeah, I
It's a
love
nice
it.
look.
I love it
Guys,
so much.
really, it's just a hack because I cannot control my hair in this sweater, to be perfectly honest.
It's so chic.
Thank you. I picked up this little number in London when I was visiting one of my dear friends, Amy, a couple years ago, and it's one of my favorite little hats.
Oh, I love it.
I love
I've
it.
started getting back on the hat train recently after watching, I got addicted to The Blacklist. I don't know if you've seen it, but Rami Reddington
Okay,
always
cool.
has a hat on, so
All right.
you're
You're
encouraging
gonna rock
me
it
to
on the show here?
I don't know about that yet.
That's way out of his comfort zone.
that's a little bit risky for me.
Is there an art to men's hat, Rob? Because you always have
Yes.
the pocket square and the chain. What does that have to match?
The hat?
Yeah. Or does it not
I
match?
don't know. I guess it's different for everybody, but I would say that when it comes to a hat, the simpler the better. I don't think you want to overdo it with hats. It's kind of
Especially as a guy, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little much, man.
Gotta go a little
Yeah,
look
the
it up.
peacocking thing I get, but I don't want to peacock that hard. That's
Right.
pretty hard. Yeah.
So last night, actually, I want to talk to you about Thought Thursday and what happened last night. So I worked really hard yesterday, and at 7:30 I went out to Avra, which you guys know is like a great restaurant, and it was pouring rain. So I was like, I got to bring the umbrella, because it was just like walking across the street, just tons of rain. And I go in, and it's packed. First of all, I thought it would be dead because it's raining, but no, apparently everyone in Beverly Hills is like, it's time to go out when it rains. So I walk in the restaurant, and I have a soaking wet umbrella, and there's this big like vat with all the umbrellas in it. So I go, well, I guess I'll put it here, and I like put it in it, like dumped to the bottom. I was like, well, that's gonna be a little hard at the end of the night.
Right?
But, so we had a beautiful dinner. A couple hours later, we go to leave, and I'm like, oh shoot, my umbrella. So I go, and they grab my umbrella out and hand it to me, and I go, okay, thanks. Go home. It wasn't raining on the way out, so I didn't have to open my umbrella. This morning I go to the car, and it's literally dumping. I've been up since, and we talked about 3:10 that we'll talk about in a minute.
Yeah.
So I realized it's not my umbrella. It was like, wait, and I was like looking at it. It looks very similar. It's all black. It's one of those little black umbrellas. And I go, oh no, it's not my umbrella.
Yeah.
So now I have this ethical, moral dilemma. Do I go back? When am I going to go back? Does it matter? Maybe they have my umbrella, like all this
It's
stuff.
a whole thing.
So did you upgrade the umbrella?
Well, I gotta say, at first I was like, damn, this thing's so cheaper than my umbrella. And then I put the button and the whole thing popped out like so easy. And I was like, oh, I kind of like my new umbrella. I was like, but it's not my umbrella.
Scored on
So
that.
this is the question. What would you guys do?
Probably call the restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably call the restaurant.
Yeah.
Just say, hey, I got this umbrella. If anybody
Yeah.
has the wrong umbrella, let me know. I mean, it's a good point. I watched, so I rarely watch TV, but there are those two shows I mentioned, The Blacklist and The Good Place. I love, and The Good Place is really a comedy all about moral dilemmas. And the entire point of like the last episode was really revolved around the complexity of trying to figure out the moral or the ethical right thing to do.
So ethics are all about external, like rules, religion, things that you think you should do. It would be like laws, things like that we agree to culturally. Morals are our moral compass, what works for us, what is good or bad for us. And as you know, Dr. Devandian doing subconscious work, we birth people's truth. That's what we do. And so everyone's truth is different, but obviously, you know, if you're going to get out of the ethical, you know, context, then you're going to have a cause and effect.
Yeah.
You know, so how would you guys define that for yourself?
The golden rule. You know,
I like that.
if I do unto others as I'll have them do unto me. That being said, I do think you need to customize that a little because personally, often I like being left alone, and I've noticed that people don't like being left alone quite as much as I do. So I can't apply that to everybody at all points in time.
That's hilarious.
Right? So yeah.
I accidentally stole once, and I felt so bad about it. I was at Forever 21 shopping. It was like 10 years ago, and I'm with my girlfriends and just loading up on these $2.99 tank tops and literally like throwing them over my shoulder. Didn't even try anything on because it was $2.99. Went, checked out, spent like $20 worth of $2.99 tank tops. Walked out of the store, got all the way home, and realized I had thrown one of them over my shoulder. Went through the checkout line, there it was, $2.99 right on
So
my
what do you
shoulder.
do, right?
Yeah.
I'll be honest, in Los Angeles, I thought this is going to take me 2 hours. $2.99.
You'll spend way more than that on gas.
And then I thought to myself, they saw me do it. I checked out. I talked to everybody.
It's their fault.
I know.
They should have caught her.
That's what I was thinking. It's the restaurant's fault. They should have had this organized and ticketed them.
It clearly was not my intention. I paid for the items, and I kept the $2.99 tank top. But I still, 10 years later, I feel bad about that.
Well, I think that's what it comes down to. Is what is it that is going to make you feel like you are fully empowered and that you are who you really truly want to be. And that for me is where the moral code is for each person.
I completely agree with you. If you optimize for peace, I think a lot of these issues take care of themselves.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a great example actually, Jeslyn, because in my life I've made mistakes like that or similar mistakes, and I've gone to correct the mistake, and I'll create a much bigger problem in correcting the mistake, right?
The universe wanted you to have the tank top.
Right, they just wanted me to keep it, I suppose. So
it's $2.99.
Right, yeah.
That's a great conversation. But before we take a break, so Jez and I were talking before the show, and I go, yeah, it was really good. I came home early last night, blah, blah, blah. And then I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I couldn't go back to sleep. And she goes, oh, I woke up 3:10. I go, I woke up 3:10 too.
What? So what happened there?
We're connected.
I don't know.
What's
Something
going on?
in the universe woke me up
It
at
was
3:10.
like, yep.
Couldn't sleep for
Yeah.
the rest of the night. Wide awake, and I don't know why. The universe is saying something to me. So
I was wide awake the rest of the
universe
night.
is asking you to wake up at the same time as me so we can all go to the gym together. You think?
Nice try. The universe is like, yeah, right.
Not so much.
Not so much. No.
yeah.
I did. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, if anyone has intuitive or psychic abilities that's watching, I love your take on why you wake up at 3:10 in the morning,
Yeah.
because both Erin and I did, and I think that's
Well,
not
psychically, I mean,
coincidence.
there's an hour that happens, and it's at 3 and 4 o'clock you're supposed to actually do your daily spiritual practice. There's a way that the sun and all this stuff's coming together, and I get that, and that's fine. But I have no idea. There's so many things that could play into it.
Yeah, it's so interesting you say that because, and I mentioned Joel Goldsmith before, but one of the things I love about him is he's always said, you know, he started noticing at some point in his spiritual journey that he was waking up pretty consistently at like 3 a.m. And he was using it as an opportunity to remind himself that God woke him up at that point in time simply so that he could meditate or tap into and turn on to spirit. So, I mean, I'm not saying that's a reason, but it may be a good use of the time.
Yeah. It's great. Actually, I love it because everyone's asleep and you can get all kinds of stuff done. So anyway, let's take a break. We have a full house of incredible people that have used their thoughts and are affecting people's thoughts. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Thank you for tuning in to the Model Mom Show. I'm your host, Tara Tenner, and Shelton, we are signing off. Thanks, bye.
Beautiful.
I'm so glad to have you.
Thank you.
I feel so lucky. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me. Cheers. Here's to a good Friday night. Thanks, Michelle, and I will see you again next time.
And thank you, everyone, for joining in. This has been another episode of Mind, Body, Spirit, and I'm Dr. Kate.
Thank you so much. I hope you guys live your best life. Peace out. Peace out.
And thank you for watching the LA Home Show, where we discuss all things real estate, interior design, and much, much more. We'll see you next time. You're watching Passion to Paycheck on the Focus TV network.
Thanks for watching. Tune in next time.
So I'm your host, Serena Poon, and thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
And if you want to binge watch these videos, they will be on Focus TV network. Check that out. We will see you soon. Thank you so much for being here. Bye, everyone.
Bye. I greatly appreciate your service.
It was an honor to serve. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for this episode of Purpose. I am your host, Brittany Zonker, and I will see you next time. It's been such a treat to have you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I love you.
Erin Ziering, Millennial Moms, the best blogger parent out there.
Thank you.
Aww. Thanks, guys, for watching.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys, for watching. You're watching The Ren Wood Show on Focus TV Network. We'll see you next time.
Until next time, guys, on Focus TV Network, sipping that tea where we sip
Yes,
that tea,
and our guest spiller. Thank you, guys.
Bye. Well, thanks again, and we'll see you guys next time on Moms Matter.
Thank you for listening, and DM us, follow us on social media.
Charo, baby! Coochie, 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 coo. I appreciate your time today. Casey Montoya, you are a woman warrior.
Thank you, Courtney. Thank you for letting me talk about this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It's so sweet.
Thank you to the Focus TV studios for another great episode, and I'll see you guys next time.
We are Good Morning LaLaLand, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. And you can listen to all your favorite interviews available as a podcast on iTunes.
That's right. We're waking up the world together. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and check out these amazing, amazing people.
It's going to be a Good Morning LaLaLand.
Well, thank you so much for watching and for listening to Celeb CEOs with Rachel McCord. This is Erin Kerman, and we've got Jax, and tell me her name one more
Lucy.
time. Lucy in the studio making lots of fun noises. Mwah, we love you. Tune in next time. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks.
Chad Johnson is in the house. Bad Chad, we miss you. How are you?
I'm good to be back. It's been a while.
You may have seen him on Bachelorette. He's on MTV X on the beach. What is up? How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
We haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
We're glad to have you back.
It's been, what, about a year or two since?
It's been a year. You've been busy with your ex on a beach. I gotta say, was it what you expected when you signed up to do the show?
I mean, when you signed up for the show, you were told it was an untitled dating show. So all of a sudden, you know, your exes kind of come out of the woodwork, and you're just like, whoa, what's kind of the situation here?
Yeah. I'm very curious because you signed up to do yet another dating show. Are you really looking for love? What's your intention behind continuing that journey?
At this point, it's like it seems easiest to me for like to find somebody in that world because it's kind of what I'm living. And also, I always thought it would be kind of cool to like having met someone that's done the same thing. Like, oh my God, the world brought us together through this TV show. You know, like this is why it's special. They found you and brought you to me.
I think your fan club is in the back studio.
I know.
I can hear them all the way from here.
Right? So did you find that person?
I think I might have. You're just gonna have to watch the show.
Yeah, there's definitely a little different sparkle.
Yeah, there's something
in your
there.
eye.
I'm feeling a different energy. There's like been a shift, and also like you're so fit. Regardless, you've lost a little bit of weight, huh?
Yeah, I've been working out really hard. Yeah, I mean, especially when you're going on a show called, you know, you might as well look good with your shirt off. It doesn't hurt.
Well, you were fit before.
Yeah. And that's one thing that I do as well. Is so I own a supplement company called EliteShape.com. And what I do is I give away free fitness plans, basically some stuff that I used to sell for like $100 on my website. And I was just like, let's just give it away. And then I'll offer to help them with supplements if they want to buy the supplements, but I'll just give them the free fitness
That doesn't
plans.
sound like something bad Chad would do,
right?
I'm changed, Chad.
Okay, so let's get vulnerable for a minute. Because people see you on the show and they know, you know, that whole thing, but has it been hard? Has this been hard? Because I know, it's so intense, these shows, right?
I mean, it's definitely hard. It's harder in more ways than you think, just because of the ups and the downs and the quiet time and trying to make things work with people off the shows that you've met on the shows. And there's just a lot of stuff that people don't think about because it is like, I don't even know how to explain it. I mean, especially like with me, I didn't date for a long time out of the real world. I literally only dated on TV, basically, after this whole situation.
Why is that?
I guess it's just kind of the question of like, this person's following me and I met her on Instagram, but then like, yeah, she's also following 3 other dudes from the show I'm on. So like, you know what I mean?
Is she just a fan girl?
Exactly. Was she trying to get that tag?
So
you know
we
what
were
I mean?
talking about that earlier, you know, ethics and morals and that moral code and living your truth. So how do you distinguish that? How do you know when you're dating somebody? How do you really find and figure out what their moral code is and try and align with that?
I feel like that just takes time. I mean, the only real thing you can do, take time and maybe like push them in front of some other dudes and see what, you know, hey, check out these other famous dudes. What do you think of them? Huh?
Interesting.
So having experienced it personally in navigating new relationships and the conversations with your exes, what would you advise to people watching who are trying to do something similar? Maybe not on a beach, but maintaining positive relationships with your ex while still moving forward.
I think the number one thing I do, and the number one thing I'm consistent about as well, is like, you can keep an ex in your life as long as they're like a positive, like there's a friend. There's nothing sexual there whatsoever. So my ex, actually, one of the only girls that I've dated off of TV, is like my dog mom now. My dog loves her. So I'll take my dog to her, she hangs out, my dog, like literally she'll send me pictures of my dog smiling. So I'm like, I can keep her in my life because she's a positive addition, my dog loves her, and there's absolutely nothing sexual, it's just straight friendship. And I think the minute that she would cause an issue with my girlfriend or start some drama, she started like, you know, trying to tell the girl that I was currently dating with, like, oh, you know, you don't know something, you know what I mean?
So was Dog Mom on the beach?
Dog Mom was not on the beach. Dog Mom was not on the beach.
Okay.
Do you find that your dog and dogs and kids are pretty good, I don't know, consultants when it comes to moral compasses, right? I feel like they're pretty good. I feel like puppies and kids sort of know.
I mean, I've kind of considered, like, if I end up single, like, I'll just, like, build her a house next to mine, and that way the dog can kind of, just, you know what I mean? Connect.
That's great.
I don't know that if I have a wife that she's going to be too, she might not be too into that, but.
No, but I think
there can
it's
be
interesting
friends.
for someone like you because as you go further down this path of really being a public figure, it's going to take somebody that is so secure in themselves that they're going to be able to be with you. So it's a hard thing, but it's also probably a really good thing because they're going to have to be somebody that is like.
Exactly.
knows who they are.
And that's what I want anyways, is somebody who's really confident. If you're going to be jealous and stuff like that, then it's not going to work.
It's not going to work out well.
Like, I get it if I was flirting with her and doing some weird stuff, totally, then, you know, not cool. But if I just have a person who I've made it very, like, blatantly clear that we're just friends, then, you know, you got to be cool with that.
So if you may have found somebody special, wink, wink, what are you going to do moving forward if you're not going to keep going on dating ships?
That's a good question. I mean, I've got my supplement company, I've got the fitness programs. One thing that I do as well that I'm starting to work on is, since I've done so many companies before, so like, I've gotten very good at like product fulfillment and manufacturing of websites. So now I've kind of started focusing on helping other TV people and influencers with large followings that are like, you got 1 million followers, but you're still broke. Like, well, let me create you a product. Let me create you a clothing line, your own wine, something like that. So I've been working right now and gathering up a clientele list to start helping people stop being on TV and being broke at the same time. You know what I mean? Everyone's like, you're on TV, you should have money. And it's like, no, they're all still broke.
They just get everything for free.
Right.
They just don't have any money.
Exactly.
So it's swag bags, but no money bags.
Right.
Exactly.
I love it. Well, so great to see you and catch up with everything. Where can people find you? Obviously, they know where to get the show, but how do they find you for all the get in shape stuff?
So you can find my supplements and free fitness plans at eliteshape.com. My Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff is Real Chad Johnson. And also, I do host a podcast, which totally forgot about off the top of my head.
Chad's World.
Chad's World.
Love
yeah,
that.
so I do recaps of The Bachelorette, X on the Beach, some fitness and dating talk, pretty much everything.
I love
that's
that.
so cool.
So it's no longer bad Chad, it's changed Chad. We love the new you. We love the
Change
old
Chad.
you, all above. Thank you so much for spending time.
Yeah,
Totally
thanks.
appreciate you, brother.
Congratulations. Stay tuned. We'll be
For
back with more on Good Morning La La Land.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. I hope you have.
Welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. If you are ready to be made over for love, you want to know Kim Seltzer. She is the founder of Seltzer Style. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for coming. Or me for coming.
We braved the rain so you could be here today.
I'm sorry.
When you got the red, the color of your shirt
Thank
is like.
you.
I know.
Thank you.
It pops like
Love.
Well, it's what we were talking about as women. Like, this helps us give us confidence when we have the hair and the makeup and the outfit. And this is exactly what I teach, right? Like, I work from the outside in versus the inside out. Being a therapist, I also go inward. But I believe sometimes we need to viscerally feel and see something different in order to create change for ourselves.
Absolutely.
Right.
Visual transformations can be wildly empowering. We've got to look at some of your recent makeovers. We'd love to share with you. If you could tell us a little bit about these women and really how you changed their life.
Yes, so this is a woman, as you can see before, she had really low confidence, and the way that she was wearing her clothes and her body language spoke that, right? And I work with a lot of people, of course, who are single, trying to attract love in their life, and I work with them too.
Yeah.
I do not discriminate.
Yes.
And when as you can see, like when it comes to first impressions, it only takes 30 seconds, and now with Tinder and Bumble, right? Like a lot quicker. And so what happens in the brain, and this is what research says, not just me, is that people are making judgments and assumptions based on two things: the attitude that you have and the clothes that you wear. And so it's amazing to see some of these transformations where people walk out of the dressing room feeling different.
Wow.
Acting
Wow.
different. This is a woman, by the way, she was putting on the before picture on her online profile and wondering why she wasn't getting clicked. And it wasn't about her not being beautiful. You know, she's a
gorgeous
beautiful woman.
Gorgeous woman.
Right? But it was about marketing herself in a way so that a man could get to know that beautiful woman. And so I often talk to people about it's a lot about marketing.
But some women, let's be honest, she might feel more comfortable in her jeans, in her plaid shirt. Wearing that dress doesn't feel natural to her.
Right, but and every time I put some clothes on, it takes a marination process, I call it, right?
It's all about the hook, right?
Yeah, it's hook, for sure.
No, it's true. It's a great point, Jess. So how do you stay authentic and, you know, transform your look? Maybe it's really authentic.
He might love
right?
those khaki pants. He might be the man he's like a dad in khakis, so like cool dude on the street.
I love that because, and I love like helping people get over that kind of, you know, thing that they have in their head is, oh, I can't wear that. Because when I put the clothes on and they walk out into the world, people notice them. And there's this symbiotic relationship that happens between the outer and the inner that really has an impact in the way that they move through life, so they have more confidence. Like when those men put on the tighter pants, I mean, their first objection is like, don't make me so like LA. You know what a guy say that, right? But when they put on something that has a better fit, they look taller, leaner, more masculine. And so I teach people about their body types and what clothes fit their body type and what clothes to stay away from. So I'm a little bit scientific in the way I approach clothes. It's not just throwing on cookie cutter looks on people.
But a lot of people might say, how are you the expert? You don't know what that feels like. What would you say to them?
Oh my God, because I have my story. Want to go into my story?
Yeah.
Well, because if you knew me about 20 years ago, I wasn't this. You know, I was this kind of frumpy mom from Chicago. I practiced as a therapist for a very long time. And then we all pick up as a family. I had kids, the dog, the picket fence. I left that all behind, moved to LALALAND here. I always joke, did what all the other people here do, get a divorce. I'm joking. Or other issues going on, right?
You know, they do say no relationships withstands the move to Los Angeles.
Right? No,
I've never heard that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It happened to me.
It did. See, we got to talk later. So that's what happened. And so, you know, like when there's that defining moment in your life that changes, my life as I knew it completely changed. And so I was going down this really dark path and my clothes reflected it. I had the big oversized black clothes. I had the nursing bras and I wasn't even like nursing any longer, but I still had them on. It showed you like my mindset.
Yeah.
And I look in the mirror one day and I'm like, oh my God, who am I? Like, who have I become? And it was just that thing that clicked. And let me tell you, I did a lot of inside work, but I could not get out of my own way. And so what does a girl do when nothing fits and hates the way she looks? I went shopping. And this was my defining moment. So I'm going shopping. I'm pulling all the same clothes again. Black clothes, probably 3 sizes too big. And this woman, this personal shopper, she looks at me and she says, honey, I wanted you to try on this. And she holds up this red dress that was, I thought, 3 sizes too small. I said, that's really sweet of you, but that's not my size and that's not my color. And she said, honey, that is your size, that is your color, try it on. And it was like, bam, somebody hit me over the head with
a
reality.
Red dress.
Yeah, the red dress. I call it my red dress moment. And so I slipped it on, I twirled around like Cinderella, I look in the mirror, and I couldn't believe what I saw. She was right, but I just hadn't seen me in so long that I didn't believe it. And so I bought the costume that day, because to your point, I didn't believe it necessarily yet, but when I walked out into the world, things started happening to me. My confidence started growing, people started noticing me, and I felt more comfortable in my skin, and that inner and outer confidence just kind of grew. And so I'm here today to teach people what I went through, to know that you can get confidence, you can build connection, find love on the outside.
I love it that you were doing your work as a therapist, and then you decide to go extra. It's usually the opposite.
Totally.
And it's so cool that it matters, and that's such a great story. Thank you for sharing.
Oh,
that
yeah.
fun story.
Yeah. Well, I always say, like, being a therapist and a dating coach, an image consultant, it gives me kind of that three-prong approach in helping people. But really, where I get my passion is my own story, right? Like, we're always our own best teachers. So.
For sure. That thing called life.
Yes.
Kind of a good teacher, huh?
Yeah.
Well, tell people where they can find you and work with you.
Yeah, the easiest is probably going to my website, seltzerstyle.com. I also have a podcast out. It's called The Charisma Quotient.
Love that.
On iTunes. And yeah.
Charisma Quotient.
Love that.
Charisma Quotient. Well, I have this, like, I have these ingredients within the quotient, I call it, and it's raising your style IQ, your emotional IQ, and your social IQ.
Oh,
Beautiful.
I like that.
Ooh. And that's really
so
the magic potion to help people connect and find love.
I
It's a
love it.
beautiful model way of describing it.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you so much. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
So don't forget to check it out on Focus TV here in West Hollywood.
All right.
He hates it. Check it out on Focus TV.
Like it?
Can you cut it and make it better?
Oh.
You got this, girl. Here we go.
Oh my God, you're gonna make me laugh.
Hi, my name is Jessie Golden, and I am the creator of The Golden Secrets. No, hang on a second. Sorry. Can we start over?
I'm Wendy Brokaw. I'm Paula Marshall. By the way, this is politics, okay? This is not ticks. I hated it. Let's do it one more time.
Well, that's why I created Just a Thought meditation recordings, so that you can meditate in your sleep. Pause it there. Can you edit it in?
Being new in town, it gives me a perspective on, oh shit, no, that was wrong.
No, can we start all over? That's too much talking.
No, I'm an actress. I mean, you've seen me. Hopefully.
Yeah, it's like so hard. It's so hard. That was so hard.
Once you go chocolate, you don't want to stop it.
I'll stop.
Let's do it one more time. Bitching, didn't work. Complaining. Let me do it one more time. We're going to do it one more time. Ready? And action.
Do I just talk again?
If you are vegan, you get a vegan broth. Jesus, guys. Fuck. I'm blah, blah.
Single issue.
Single issue.
Single issue.
Andy, did I make it fun yet?
Thank you. It's no longer a golden secret.
We're done.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. I am so excited to welcome back to the show Dr. Abs, Brian Abasolo himself. Thank you so much for being back.
Thank you so much for having me.
So much has been happening
How are you?
with you and Rachel over the past year. Catch us up. What's happening? What's going on?
Well, we're currently living in Dallas, in uptown Dallas, living with our dog Copper. He's our son, but we're actually, some breaking news, we possibly could be moving to my hometown of Miami.
Yeah, don't say that, man. I love Miami.
Yeah, Rachel, she actually left her law firm, and she's basically focusing full time on her sports entertainment career. So she essentially could work from anywhere. And, I have a huge network in Miami, so I'm looking to expand my business as well, the Dr. Abs brand.
Everything's getting better and better for you guys. So let's get this straight. You are one of the really few people, if you think about it, on the reality shows that has actually found love.
Yeah.
What do you think has been obviously, you got lucky, and we're not going to lie.
Yeah, I did. I'm a lucky man.
But what do you think really is the distinction for you?
Honestly, I think the reason we connected so well was I really think that it was an advantage for me for being the oldest guy on the show. I think I was at a point in my life where I was ready for that next step, and so I was able to kind of see the other guys and like, look, this guy's too young, he's not ready, and I think she was as well. She already had established career, she was in her 30s, a professional, and I think we just really vibed on that level, and we were both ready for that next step.
I really want to ask you about that.
Yeah.
So how old were you when you were on the show?
I was 37. I was actually the oldest guy on the show.
And what did it like to feel ready? Because so many people say that, oh, I was finally ready for a commitment or to be a husband and have a family. What is the difference? Was there a moment for you that you realized you were ready and this felt different?
I just think it's just with experience. I mean, you know, you have your fun in your 20s and your 30s, and, you know, I've been in long relationships before. I've learned so much from those relationships, and I think you just get to a point where it's like you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody. You want to have that person to take care of you, and you take care of them, and, you know, you want to start a family. And, you know, I think at 37, you know, my mom will definitely put the pressure on me, and my family, of course, you know, they're like, where are the grandkids? But, you know, I think it's just you get to a point where it's like, you know what, I'm done with all the, you know, all that party lifestyle and just, you know, dating around, you know, it gets old.
But is it challenging? I mean, she's got a big career, you've got a big career, I'm sure, away from each other, working it.
Yeah.
So how
it's tough for the simple reason that we travel a lot. You know, she's flying up to Bristol for ESPN. You know, she'll come to LA a lot to do her, you know, co-hosting duties and stuff like that. So it's tough. You know, I fly to Miami a lot, Dallas, LA. But I think the key is just constant communication. You know, we're always talking on the phone, FaceTiming. You know, always keeping ourselves up to date on our schedules, and we always try to get in some time here and there whenever we're on the road. So, for example, like I'll be back in Dallas on Monday. I'll be there for a couple of days. I technically could go straight to Miami, which is where I'm eventually going to end up to do some work next week. But, you know, I want to get in a little time with her, so I'll do a little pit stop in Dallas. And then we'll actually be meeting up in Atlanta in early February for the Super Bowl.
Oh, nice.
So, you know, it's just
not a bad life.
Yeah, it's just getting time, and just you just got to make the commitment, and you want to make it work. Yeah.
Well, so clearly you've mastered the hashtag relationship goals.
Yeah.
How has this affected your career?
Well, obviously I was a chiropractor working full time, and I was a workaholic, and this has really freed up a lot of time. You know, being an entrepreneur, it's a little bit different as far as the stress is concerned, but it's really given me a platform to help a lot of people, and I'm really happy about that. I've established my Dr. Abs brand in 2018, and it's all about, you know, motivation, supplementation, diet, nutrition, fitness, and natural health solutions, things like chiropractic, yoga, massage, the laser that I was telling you about, you know, Theragun, hydrotherapy, cryotherapy, that's a big thing now. So just really getting the education and letting people know that there is alternatives out there to heal your body naturally rather than going the, you know, opioid drug route or surgery.
It's profound. So I was going to ask you actually how you find balance in all of it, but you sort of answered that already with the time part, because you stay shredded, man, and I want to know how you stay shredded with all the traveling and all that.
Honestly, you know, I definitely, one thing I actually talk about in my book a little bit in the Abs Start in the Kitchen, you know, because 80% of, you know, of your physique is mainly based on diet. So I really just try to eat as healthy as possible. Sometimes I can't get that workout in. I'm working out in hotels and, you know, on the go. You know, maybe, you know, do some push-ups or sit-ups on the floor of the apartment I'm staying in now. But you know, I really think that a paleo/keto with a little intermittent fasting is what works for me. In the book, obviously, I go over all those things and a couple different diets: vegan, vegetarian, paleo, and keto. And, you know, I just think people need to find what's right for them, what diet suits them the best. But I think that those four are really key as far as, you know, maintaining that lean, toned physique.
So if Dr. Abs is going to indulge, what do you indulge in?
I was going to ask him that.
You know what? I always like to go with the healthy cheat. So, you know, maybe like a dark chocolate. You know, you get
you're like, wait,
you get some type of benefit from it. You know, I don't want to just
trust you.
Yeah, I always there's a rule in my book. It's called is it nutritious and delicious or just delicious? So you always want to go for nutrition and delicious if you're going to cheat. So I want to get some nutritional value out of it rather than it just be good and then, you know, feels great in the moment, instant gratification, but at the end of the day, it's like, oh my God, why'd I do that? I don't want to feel like that.
Do you find that the more consistently healthy you eat, that the temptation to eat unhealthy is sort of like dissolving itself?
Absolutely. You know, one of the things I talk about in the book is just really, one of the keys is establishing a healthy environment. You know, really purging out your kitchen and your pantry. Because if
the studio,
or the studio, you know, if all you have to eat in where you live or where you work is healthy, you're more than likely going to eat healthy. So I think that's a really big key, because if you have a bunch of healthy crackers, cookies, cake, all that stuff in your place, then you're doomed. But I think that's very important. And once you start seeing the results from eating healthy, and then you're hitting the fitness and reaching your fitness goals, I think it just, you don't want to go back. You see the results, you see yourself in the mirror, you like what you see, and then it's just really gonna stray you away from all those negative foods.
Well, tell everyone where they can find and follow your new books and your journey.
Absolutely. You could go to drbrianabasolo.com. That's my website. You could purchase the fitness book, the ebook on nutrition, some great supplements, anti-aging, natural energy, and you can reach me also on Instagram, thebrianabasolo on Instagram.
Love it.
Yeah.
So appreciate
Thanks, Dr. Ad.
Thank you so much.
Stay tuned. We'll be back with more on Good Morning LaLaLand.
Absolutely.
We're a fitness trainer and motivational speaker, and this is my life. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. Very tough and challenging upbringing, but through basketball, I stayed focused. I did well in school, went to college, graduated from Hampton University, moved straight to LA, one-way ticket, where I figured everything out. I trained, I motivate, I worked several jobs, and I happened to get casted at the age of 29 on The Bachelorette, season 13, Rachel Lindsay. And that's when I fell in love for the first time in my life on national TV. And it changed everything. My dreams came true. I got a podcast, I traveled the world, and everything has just been flourish and amazing. And I'm a Eric Digger, and this is my life.
Buenos dias, Los Angeles. My name is Dr. Brian Abasolo. I am a doctor of chiropractic, and this is my life. So I was born and raised in Miami. My parents are both Colombian. I decided to get into the health field, the natural health field, and become a doctor of chiropractic. At 37 years old, I had the opportunity to be casted onto the show The Bachelorette on ABC, where I eventually met the love of my life and my current fiancée, Rachel Lindsay. And together we have decided to use our platform to spread love and health and motivation to the masses, to make your body feel good, look good, and have it function at an all-time high. And this is my life.
Welcome back. Alan Torres is in the house. We're going to talk all about awakening and spiritual journey, because he has guided many, many big entrepreneurs and all types of people. How are you?
I'm amazing. How are you?
Fantastic.
You feel amazing to me. You feel amazing.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
so take us through your spiritual journey. We read about how you kind of went through actually the jungle in a bunch of places. So take us through that spiritual journey.
My gosh. You know, for me, it started with questioning, who am I? You know, who am I really? And then from there, it was like, okay, trying to piece together, what made me me? And I started asking these deeper questions. And I started realizing how brainwashed we were in society, or how we are in society. And so I said, my God, there's got to be something deeper. So I started going, and I started peeling all these layers off through social construct and really within myself to get to the core of who I really am. And so I started studying with natives, with shamans, and people around the world who, frankly, they're outside of the mainstream narrative, which is where I wanted to go. Because I said, I don't think these other people got it figured out. I really want to get to the bottom of what is really going on here inside of me, the truth of me, which was the topic of today. And so as I started going inward, it just, right when I thought I learned a truth, then there was another truth, and another, and another, and another, and another, and going deeper and deeper into. And the greatest truth was this guy, which I would love to talk about. Over 10,000 hours of meditation, thousands of ayahuasca ceremonies. It's been a heck of a ride.
Wow.
And there hasn't been a single layer within myself that I haven't peeled off and really self-examined and got to the core of who it is I really am and who I'm meant to be on this planet.
So Alan, have you peeled all the layers, or are you still peeling?
So it's an interesting thing. So all the old stuff, it's all gone. But now moving forward, as I create the reality, the life that I desire, there's new stuff. It's a constant up-leveling. It's an up-leveling effect of the mindset that got me here today will not get me to where I'm going tomorrow. And then I have to let go of my mindset every step of the way backwards.
And I think it's an interesting point, because I think there's kind of a myth that thinks that if you reach that state, you're going to attain that state, which is possible, I guess. But we are one in collective consciousness. So we're constantly doing the work, and we're still humans because we're attached in that consciousness. And that's, for me, and I'm so sorry I have to like interject here, because that's the driving force of doing this work. And people go, why do you want to change people? It's not about that. It's like changing your own consciousness. Like we can't fully embody that, right? I mean, how do you experience that for yourself?
Yeah, I mean, you must be the change you want to see in the world. I mean, that's so eloquently said around the world. We all know that one. For me, yeah, you can completely remove yourself from mainstream narrative, but at the end of the day, you know, that's a path that you can choose to go, you know, meditate and levitate in a cave if you wanted to. But, you know, for me, my choice was, how do I integrate into society? How do I bring myself back in here with all the wisdom, all the understandings, and then be able to make sense of it? So yeah, I had to take back on certain personas, certain identities to then bring people out of it.
So was there an actual moment, because I believe in this dance, you have a time, you're like, I got to go the total ethereal and like go, or I'm going to come back and do the work here. What was that moment for you?
Yeah, I mean, so for me, a lot of it was through a past relationship where it was that reflection, that mirror. You know, you just have your stuff, the most incredible reflection of you, and the most not so incredible reflection coming back at you, and you're forced to see yourself and do the work to work through whatever's coming up to become a better person.
Yeah, some call that a twin flame, right?
Yeah, definitely had that dynamic.
Yeah. Where do you feel like it's all heading for you?
You know, there's a global movement I'm creating. You know, and so the mission is to guide and lead 1 million+ people strong to enlighten the planet. You know, change and recreate humanity. And so for me, that's everything. You know, life is so simple from that point on. Now I'm just assembling the universal heroes, those who are aligned with the mission, to be able to help them leverage their gifts, and we all help enlighten the planet together. Because the world needs it. It's ready. You know, everyone is waking up. People are doing incredible things now. And they're stepping into themselves in ways they've never stepped into before. So it's really fun to watch, and I'm really excited that I get to
But do you really
be a big part of
feel, because I really feel like we're always going to have a relative, I mean, for many lifetimes anyway, like the light's not going to take over and the dark's going to go away. Like, as much as light is going up, there's as much dark. And it's like we have to, we're in this relative form. Do you really feel like we're going to lighten the planet and it's going to be like done?
I've experienced it. In fact, the shift in consciousness takes place when you go from here to here. And so when you're living here, by nature, there's a polarity. There is the yin and yang. They attract each other, but they repel each other. They're doing this thing here. But when you shift your consciousness from here to here, this is oneness, this is unity. And so you just see all that is just as it is.
Totally.
You know, so for example, when the universe has a sun that explodes, it's not going, oh my God, the sun, is something exploded. It's not freaking out. It just goes, okay, cool. That's what it is. And so for me, like when things come up in life or in business, you know, or those that I'm serving and helping, you know, I don't get too much of this. I don't create any unnecessary drama, because that, for most people, is just what they need in order to feel alive. For me, I know I'm alive. And for me, being alive more than anything is being here, but then choosing to create the dynamics, the play, the fun, the excitement. And that's where I get to bring back in the humanness, the humanity back into the narrative of my life.
So you said you did about 1,000 ayahuasca.
Yeah, that one.
And I think that, and I think it's a choice. I think that there's a choice. I believe in doing a pure way of awakening, because it's like a slowly taking out the veil. I've seen where people have tried things and it can really slam them out of their you know, reality, and they come back to their home and they're just like, why am I doing any of this, and kind of mess people up. It can be dangerous.
Oh, for sure.
What was that experience like for you, and how can people do it safely with, because I would never suggest
number
it.
one, always do it with someone who, don't do it by yourself. Don't go online and get the kit or anything that people are doing. I've even seen people talk about it. It's on Facebook.
I do not recommend doing any of
What's the store, Facebook? Everyone sells things on Facebook. What's that little thing called?
I have no idea.
It's like the Craigslist of Facebook. What's it called?
Yeah, it's just like the Facebook like
shop
or something, market.
Yeah, so it's the
Don't buy anything on there that's the ayahuasca, please.
Right.
No.
So yeah, I've seen it there, and the things I see, it's unheard of. You need someone to be able to guide you, because you can really lose yourself. And so yeah, when I've done it, I've definitely, for a week after, I'm like, oh my God, I'm kaput. I just need to sit down, veg, and really just come back to myself, because I had so many big emotional, mental shifts inside of myself that I need to reset, I need to recalibrate, rebalance into this new level of myself. And the biggest thing I'd say is always, like I said, and I really want to stress this, do something like that. And it's not just ayahuasca. I mean, even using cannabis responsibly. Use it in a very ceremonial setting, and which is one of the things that I do for people, is you use it in a very intentional way, where you guide people, where I'm guiding people in, And they're able to do that work rather than being mindless and numb to, okay, let's just get high. It's a completely different energy. It's all about intention.
But it seems like, and I, try not to have judgment because I'm like, everyone has their own path. But it seems like my friends that need to take a medicine to get in that state always need to take a medicine to get in that state.
That's part of their journey. For those who are really, really questioning themselves, they'll get to a point, hopefully, where they realize they actually don't need it. And so for me, it's a tool. It's something to be able to show me a part of myself that I couldn't necessarily get there as quick, or maybe that part of the journey I felt like that was the one thing that was going to help me or push me over the edge to make that next shift or that next healing to get to that next area in my life.
It's all bridge, isn't it?
All bridges.
I'm always fascinated by Ram Dass's story, because Ram Dass became this incredible spiritual teacher, and part of the bridge for him was, precisely sort of what you're describing there, only in that case it was LSD. And, I remember him telling a story about going over to India, and he gave enough of that substance to his spiritual teacher to kill him. And the spiritual teacher, the next morning said, it's great for beginners, and it put me in the room with Christ, but it just didn't let me stay there.
Right.
And he said, you want to stay there.
Right. Yeah, so I got to a place inside of myself where I stopped doing all medicine work for over 9 months.
Wow.
After meditating for 10,000 hours and peeling off those layers, I didn't need to do it anymore. And in fact, when I did do something like that, I didn't experience anything because I was already there. And so I'm like, oh man, this is really interesting. And the even more interesting thing that I experienced was when I got to a place inside of myself where my mind was completely quiet, peaceful, Zen. I mean, that's, after all, it's what we're all really after. With everything we're doing in life, it's to achieve some level of success, but success really is inner peace. And so when I got there, I literally thought I was dead because I'm like, oh my God, there's nothing going on up there. There's nothing going, there's literally no thoughts.
Yeah.
And so now, as a story with one of my clients, this guy can never keep track of him. He gets off his plane, he's in India, he calls me up, he says, yo, Alon, what's up? And I'm like, dude, talk to me. He's like, oh, I'm in India. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm hanging out with the monks. I'm like, super cool. What'd you learn today? He says, well, I asked the monk today, what is the biggest difference between him and me? And he says, the monk replied to me, the biggest difference between you and me is this. You use your mind, or sorry, your mind uses you, me, I use my mind. And so the big difference with so many of people out there is they're not actually using their mind.
So
and
great.
So many people get sucked into the narratives of what's going on in their mind that becomes their reality, and then they get off track, they go off kilter, and it's a distraction, and they never actually get back on path that they're meant to. And so a lot of this, the topic for today of tuning into the truth is like peeling off all those layers, letting go. It's not actually adding. That's another big pet peeve I have, man. Oh my God. Everyone thinks, oh, I need to do more podcasts, more books, more this, more that. The reality is, no, you don't need anything more. You have everything here. You have to let go of all this stuff and get to the core, and then your path is literally laid out right in front of you. It's magic.
I just love that. Ramana Maharishi is one of my maybe probably my favorite spiritual teacher, and he's famous for saying there is no self-realization because the self or God is already always realized, yes. And it's only your thinking that it's not realized that is in the way. Right. And basically thoughts take different forms of that same basic idea, which is in some way I'm not realized. I need to think more, do more, be more in order to realize.
Yeah.
It's all a pretense that it's not just a pretense.
Incredible.
Yes.
Yeah.
So brilliant. So how can people find you, work with you? And I just want to disclose also that we honor everyone's truth. We honor whatever path they're on for awakening. It really is an individual journey, and I honor each and every one of those.
Yeah.
So how can people work with you?
Yeah, come find me on Instagram. I love Instagram. I respond to so many DMs. It's amazing. Find me at the Alon Torres. It's ALAIN is Alon. So at the Alon ALAIN Torres. You'll see it. It should be right below. Come hang out. We're building a tribe of superheroes, of universal heroes. Come hang out. Be part of the community. Be part of the conversation of the things that every day we're putting high-level mindset that doesn't just apply to spirituality. It applies to relationships, dating, health, business. So come check it out. You're going to love it.
Love it.
Thank you so much, Alon.
Thank you
Stay
so
tuned.
much.
We'll be back with more. Good morning, LaLaLand.
Thank you so much for your work.
Roxy with Ceremony. Wait, this is Ceremony by Roxy, sorry. Hi, this is Roxy, and this is Ceremony by Roxy. Hi, this is Roxy, and this is Ceremony by Hi, this is Ceremony by Roxy. I am your host, and this is a show about mindfulness, healing, and living a life with purpose. I keep going, right? Looking forward to watching the rest of your journey and having your beautiful wife on next. I should recut that one. Hold on.
Yeah. Look, you just made your first TV show.
I can't wait to see the bloopers.
Oh, there's plenty of that.
The change is starting happening. It's nope, bad take. Nope, nope. Oh, sorry, I messed up. I was talking to the guest. It's a little fast. Bet you don't have one of those in your phone. Nope. Andy's like, damn it, I'm doing things over here. Usually I'm a one-hit wonder with my videos, but right now, how many takes are we on, Andy? Woo! Okay. I think it's maybe take 12. Nope, messed up one word at the end. It's gonna drive me insane. Listen, I've never done so many takes in my life on one video. That was a good one. Good? You like that one? Are we gonna do a blooper reel? Andy's like, you're already on all of them.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. Unofficial Lover is launching today, and the genius behind Nico Pop is with us. Congratulations, you guys.
Congratulations.
Truly. Thank you.
We love the
Appreciate
music.
it. Thank you for having us.
So tell us about your journey to becoming, this incredible collaboration.
Yeah. So it kind of started, I feel like, maybe like a year ago.
Yeah.
So I guess technically we still consider ourselves like two separate artists, So
Right.
I put music out under Keon Palmer, and he's put music out under Nico Pop.
Yeah, and it started with, I actually was producing for some of his records,
Right.
his last EP. I did one song, Pretend That You Love Me. And actually the first session we had was probably the easiest session I've ever been in. We made a song in about 2 hours, which rarely ever happens, a full song.
Yeah.
Magic.
Yeah.
The songwriters out here will know. And usually they're bad.
Flow around
It was electric. That's what it was.
Electric. It was electric and riveting. Yeah, but we just ended up collaborating after that, and I just remember we as you do in LA, we went to brunch one day, and just had we were just both on the same field. It's like, let's just put a collaboration out. So it's going under Nico Pop and Keon Palmer.
Yeah, we made about, I would say 50 songs over the past year.
I made a list yesterday. It's almost 100.
Oh, okay. Wow. So we made almost 100 songs, and a lot of them just get lost in the sauce, but we decided, we sat down at brunch one day and we were like, we might as well just put these out. We're like, we feel really good about them, and we're making the music that we've always wanted to be making.
And the music you've already put out has gotten so much buzz from BuzzFeed, from Billboard, millions of downloads. What is it that sets you two apart?
I'd say, up to this point, we've been doing it separately, which is awesome, and I think that we both have our own style, and obviously everybody in LA is just so talented, but I think our goal is just kind of to do and to put out what we like, just ourselves, not what somebody else thinks that we like, and I feel like that's why we've had organic success.
For sure.
With it so far.
On the show we have we've watched a lot of collaboration, and it's almost like there's a synergy that happens. You can call it spiritual, you can call it whatever you want, but it seems like there's something that happens, and when it's just meant to be, it just gets taken out. However it's supposed to. Have you guys noticed with collaborating, that there's an energy that you haven't experienced that's totally different when you're doing it alone?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just way easier to make songs when, me and him are in the studio. We bring in artists that we really like and that we really vibe with. At the end of the day, in the studio, it's just about finding people that you have a good time with. And if you're having a good time and, you're with like-minded individuals, you're going to make something good, and you make something that's enjoyable.
Yeah, and we're in this business because we love music, and that's what we want to do, and it when it's easy and it's just natural, it's just so much better, and the product's so much better.
Yeah.
Love that. I think it's extremely rare for a single artist or two artists to come together and continue to make music they really love and put out the music that they love, as opposed to just putting out what they think other people will love. Right. And I wonder, have you experienced has it been increasingly challenging to continue putting out the stuff that you love and not the stuff that other people love, because they're mirroring back to you how much they love the music? So it's become increasingly difficult, or not so much?
I feel like at this point, I think down the line, it might. Because the more music you put out and the more traction you gain,
the more pressure you feel to stay current and keep up with the trends. But we actually have a lot of songs that are kind of on the trend right now, and that would be really cool right now. But we actually decided to put out the ones that we like the best and the ones that we think people will vibe with the most. Not right now, but you know, over time. So it's kind of our decision, but I'm really happy with the trajectory.
So which one's your favorite?
Well, Unofficial Lover, the one that's coming out tonight, is one of my personal favorites.
We all love it.
Were you inspired by personal experience?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we were.
Yeah.
Getting into the dirty details.
Yeah,
right
2018
now.
was dramatic.
Was it?
Yeah, 2018 was dramatic. You know, we'll leave it at that. Listen to the song.
Unofficial Lover sounds a lot like X on the Beach. I'm just saying.
Just saying.
Oh yeah, we were talking to Chad. We have a lot of common, apparently.
Ours just wasn't filmed.
Yeah, exactly.
So tell everyone where they can find Unofficial Lover.
So it's coming out. Technically, we have a premiere that should be in a few hours on Atwood Magazine. And then after, it's going to be on just anything you would listen
Spotify,
to.
Apple Music, YouTube, Google Play, Amazon.
Yeah,
everything.
and you can either search either of us. It's going to be in both of our profiles.
Yeah,
so
Nico
Keon
Pop,
Palmer.
Keon Palmer,
Yeah.
whatever.
So exciting.
Yeah.
So exciting, you guys.
Thank you.
Great work.
Congratulations.
Yeah, we
Be
really
sure to
appreciate
listen and tune into Unofficial Lover and stay tuned. We'll be right back on Good Morning La La Land.
Brittany Zonker, and I will see you next time.
It's been such a treat to have you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I love you.
Erin Ziering, Millennial Moms, the best blogger parent out there.
Thank you.
Aww. Thanks, guys, for watching.
All right, thanks guys for watching. You're watching The Ren Wood Show on Focus TV Network. We'll see you next time.
Until next time, guys, on Focus TV Network, sipping that tea where we sip
Yes,
that tea
and our guest
sip that
spiller.
tea.
Thank you, guys.
Bye. Well, thanks again, and we'll see you guys next time on Moms Matter.
Thank you for listening, and DM us, follow us on social media.
Charo, baby! Coochie, 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 coo.
I appreciate your time today. Casey Montoya, you are a woman warrior.
Thank you, Courtney. Thank you for letting me talk about this.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It's so sweet.
Thank you to the Focus TV studios for another great episode, and I'll see you guys next time.
We are Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. And you can listen to all your favorite interviews available as a podcast on iTunes.
That's right. We're waking up the world together. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and check out these amazing, amazing people.
It's going to be a Good Morning La La Land.
Well, thank you so much for watching and for listening to Celeb CEOs with Rachel McCord. This is Erin Kerman, and we've got Jax, and tell me her name one more
Lucy.
time. Lucy in the studio making lots of fun noises. Mwah, we love you. Tune in next time. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, sir.
Lisa Arturo is in the house with this adorable little puppy.
Cutest puppy ever.
She's a dog expert. She's a matchmaker and basically you're a warrior. You help save all kinds of animals' lives. How are you? Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us about this little one.
Yeah, so Little Tank was being sold at a gas station at 8 days old, and a Good Samaritan knew that that just wasn't right, so she bought the dog, actually don't know for how much, and didn't know what to do with him, so she took him to the shelter, and then the shelter called My Rescue, Big Love Animal Rescue, and said, you know, he needs to get out of here. So I took him, I've been bottle feeding him, and at this age, they're just so, he's 3 weeks now, but at 8 days old, they have to be fed every 2.5 hours, so you have to stimulate them. They need to be on a heating pad, and it's just a very fragile time without their moms. Like a lot of puppies at this age don't make it because it's difficult to bottle feed them. You have to make sure they don't aspirate, and that you keep them a certain temperature. So we've been doing okay. Little Tank loves his bottle, and I named him Tank because he is obsessed with his baba, right? You can't get enough?
I'm obsessed with you. You have such a big heart. I mean, you really,
thank you.
like a child. You haven't slept in days.
Weeks. And this is just, you know, he's a little puppy, but also in general, I rescue all dogs, you know, adult dogs, all different breeds. And there's so many animals out there, especially right now in the rain. It's just making me crazy thinking about all the homeless and abandoned, neglected animals out there that are on the streets looking for food and shelter. And, you know, my goal as the founder of my rescue is to really spread compassion and educate, because I can only rescue so many, but, you know, I'd like to teach the world about how you could too step in and do something.
So what can somebody do, and then also what can somebody do if they want a dog and they don't want to support, you know, the breeders or whatever, right?
So a lot of people don't want to go into the shelter because they think it's a scary place, but the animals there need a second chance. And just by saying, oh, I can't go into the shelter because it's too upsetting, really is not putting the animal first. You have to put your feelings aside. You know, I would say, I know it's difficult, put your big girl panties on, go in there, adopt a dog, adopt a senior, give a dog a second chance. If you can't adopt, maybe foster for a rescue group. I'm always looking for fosters. Open up your heart and home for a couple of weeks, because then in the meanwhile I could network the dog looking for a proper home. If you can't do that, donate, because they cost so much money. You know, a vet bill for him, a parvo test, medications, whatever he needs. You know, it's $300, $400, $500 just to walk in and out to save an animal's life. Get involved. You know, go help out at adoption events. Volunteer at the shelter. Everybody thinks it's so wonderful what I do, and they're like, oh, that's so good for you. I'm so happy that you're doing that.
So Lisa, what happened? Like, there must have been, I mean, were you always just this walking angel, or was there something, for most of us, we had to go through something hard to go, I have this purpose and calling?
Yes, this is my calling in life. So I've been in rescue for about 13 years, and I had rescued a dog from Japan. Actually, a friend of mine said her father can't keep this dog anymore, and they're going to send it to the shelter, and we flew it here, and he became the love of my life. It was just me and him in Los Angeles against the world, and when he passed away, I was so heartbroken. I wasn't married, I didn't have any children, and I had this voice inside of me that said he would want you to do what you did for him to others, for other animals in need. And I just got in my car and I went to the shelter, and I was like, I'm here, what can I do, how can I help? And I became an advocate, and I decided I need to network these animals in the shelter to help get them homes. And it was so rewarding to see a dog just give up on life and give them a second chance. Like, they know when they get rescued, 24 hours later, 2 days later, they're happy, they're in your lap, they're like so thankful and so grateful. They just really know. And there's no better feeling than that. You know, there's nothing in the world than giving an animal a second chance and the gratitude that you feel for that. So it's really about putting your own feelings and yourself aside and stepping up for something that's great, you know, greater good, something bigger than yourself.
And there really is no other love than like the love of an animal. It's so unconditional.
Yes. Yeah,
So
they're just.
cute.
Are you ready to adopt one, Jess?
So tell everyone
Most
where they
are.
can find you, how they can help, or what they can do.
Big Love Animal Rescue. I just started my own foundation. I currently was working with Hope for Paws Animal Rescue, but bigloveanimalrescue.org, and you can find me on Instagram and Facebook. And I'll be posting animals there that are up for adoption. You can always donate and really support me in any way I can so I can help the animals. The more help I get from others, the more good work I can go out there and do.
Just love your heart.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, everybody.
Bye, Tay. We'll be back with more. Good morning, La La Land.
Balance when it comes to a healthy life. Don't forget to watch it. No. So don't forget to check it out on Focus TV here in West Hollywood.
All right.
He hates it. Check it out on Focus TV.
Like it?
Can you cut it and make it better?
Oh.
You got this, girl. Here we go.
Oh my God, you're gonna make me laugh. Hi, my name is Jessie Golden, and I am the creator of The Golden Secrets, a completely, no, hang on a second, sorry. Can we start over?
I'm Wendy Brokaw.
I'm Paula Marshall.
By the way, this is politics, okay? This is not ticks. I hated it. Let's do it one more time.
Well, that's why I created Just a Thought meditation recordings, so that you can meditate in your sleep. Pause it there. Can you edit it in?
Being new in town, it gives me a perspective on, oh shit, no, that was wrong.
No, can we start all over? That's too much talking.
No, I'm an actress. I mean, you've seen me. Hopefully.
Yeah, it's like so hard. It's so hard. That was so hard.
Once you go chocolate, you don't want to stop it.
I'll stop.
Let's do it one more time.
Bitching,
Didn't work.
complaining,
Let me do it one more time.
We're gonna
Didn't
do it
work.
one more time.
Ready? And action.
Do I just talk again? If you are vegan, you get a vegan broth. You Jesus, guys. Fuck. I'm blah, blah. Single issue.
Single issue.
Single issue. Andy, did I make it fun yet? Thank you.
It's no longer a golden secret.
We're done. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. I've got my favorite little prop tank with us today. It's been an incredible show. And you know, we were talking about hashtag Thought Thursday and really just awakening and creating a life that you love. Is there one quote or book that you would recommend to anyone out there to seek that kind of inspiration for themselves? What do you live by, Chad?
What do I live by?
Yeah, is there a quote? Is there a mantra?
Or just a tip?
I mean, I just like to say, wake up every day and try and be happy. Do whatever that takes. And do whatever that takes, even if it's messed up.
All right.
Is this a quote or a book?
Whatever.
Okay, so I wouldn't even say book. For me, it's self-examination. Like, go inward, do the work, let go of the things that say you aren't the very thing you want to be. So if you feel like you lack confidence, let go of all those things inside of you that say you aren't confident. It's that simple. Or for love, if you say you're not receiving love or getting love, let go of all the things inside you that say you aren't love. It's crazy what that'll do, because your mind creates the reality where if you don't think you're love or you don't think you're worthy of it, you just won't have it. But the reality is the mind is just attached to the idea that it doesn't have it. So just let go of all that stuff. Simple.
Yes.
Let go and let love.
I'm actually a big Gary Vee guy, so I've been reading Crushing It. I think it's just a great book. He really talks about taking life by the horns and just, really living your best life in every aspect and when it comes to business. So I'm definitely enjoying that book right now.
I feel like that guy can eat anything he wants because he goes so fast at everything. It's so hard at everything.
Yeah. I need his energy.
Yeah.
So when I was coming up for a name for my rescue, I needed a mission statement, and I wanted something that really resonated with who I am and what I want to do for the animals in the world. And I just heard this voice, and it said, "We will find you, we will help you, we will love you."
Oh.
So that's my quote.
Love that. Yeah, and I was thinking for myself, at the end of the day, people love people who love themselves.
Amen.
I mean, how often do we try to chase the next thing, or we focus outside ourselves, or we blame others? But really, when we focus on ourselves and our confidence grows, that's when we attract what we want.
So true.
Beautiful.
You don't want to say
Passing the
anything?
mic. I'm busy with this puppy
How
love.
about the puppy? So I'm gonna keep it real and I'll quote myself.
There you
like
go.
I have 1,000 times. But get out of your own head. Be happy. Get outside. Love. It's as simple as that, really. Yeah.
Mine's really profound. I once heard, it's do you boo boo, and that's really what I try to live by.
There it is. Love it.
We are Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, and you can listen to all these interviews available as a podcast on iTunes.
That's right. We're waking up the world together, you guys. Have a great day and follow all these amazing people.
It's going to be a Good Morning La La Land.